Spark Soweto has been named the world's best school for community collaboration. The school's many community initiatives, from literature and environmental awareness, is what helped it stand out and scoop the prestigious award. The honor, which was bestowed by T4 Education, comes with the prize money that the school is planning to use to further its reach in the community through social initiatives. For more on this, I'm joined by Achievement Manager at Spark Soweto, Gundo Mmbi. Gundo, a pleasure to have you on the program this afternoon. Firstly, can you share the journey of Spark Soweto's transformation from a symbol of struggle against apartheid to the world's best school for community collaboration?
Good afternoon. Thank you so much for having me. This win means so much for South Africa, means so much for the community of Soweto. It means so much to the parents and the teachers, and just the tremendous work that is being done by our teachers every day. It really is a privilege. Spark Soweto was founded in 2019. I was the founding principal at the time, and what had happened was we needed a school that's going to work with the community and not just exist in isolation. So we had different initiatives when we started. The first thing we identified was that there was a lot of litter in the area, and then we went on to try and get concrete bins around so that the kids and us and the community can clean up and just have an environmental aware environment where we are looking after the environment. As we know, global cleanliness is a thing, and we really need to be conscious of global warming, which is another pandemic in the world today. So that's one of the things that we did. And then we had to look into different initiatives that we knew were going to enrich the community. We're talking from food parcels, going out to the community to give talks on anti-bullying. Gender-based violence has been one of the pandemics that are happening in the country, and our scholars just going out there and giving back and doing all these work so that we can actually have stronger schools with strong culture. Spark Soweto is part of a network of schools, which is Spark Schools. Our vision is that South Africa will lead global education, and our mission is that we do this at an affordable price. So when the school in Soweto was founded, we really needed it to be part of the community and work as a tool to enrich the community.
Let's speak more about the school's environmental stewardship program. How does it contribute to instilling environmental responsibility in the community, and what impact did it have?
So the impact was massive, because it was one of the first things we did when we got to the area was identify what is it that we can do to actually make sure that the look and the feel of the environment in the community of Protea Glen, where the school is located, is what we want to put forward as excellence to our kids. Our scholars go from the 5, 10, and 6 all the way to the age of 13 when they get to grade 7. So we wanted them to be responsible citizens by making sure that they are looking after the environment. So just putting different concrete bins around the different roads in Protea Glen, making sure that the community is aware that littering is not a thing that we promote. We want to attract tourism, we want to attract business in the townships, and excellence can be found in the townships. So therefore, we started by saying, let's look after the environment, and then let's teach our kids, who then go home and teach their families and teach their friends and teach their neighbors how to look after the environment. In that way, we have kids and scholars and parents and the community that is actually environmental aware, and we are able to have an environment where learning is conducive, because if there's litter outside everywhere and litter in the classroom, it's a very destructive environment for them to learn. So we then taught them that we need to look after the environment, and then they took out these initiatives, and then they did their march. We put out posters about recycling. We put up different bins on what it means to recycle, and make sure that there is that education in the community for us to work together to look after it.
Gundo, judging by what you're saying, the school's community engagement is quite evident in various initiatives. How did the school involve the community in the decision-making and also planning for some of these projects?
So the first thing that we have done when we got to the community at Spark Soweto is the 20th school. So when we got there, the first thing that we did was make sure that unemployment is a really big problem for the young people in South Africa currently. But we then say we want teachers from the community who know the kids, because our kids come from the community. So it is great when you're being taught by someone who know what the community and the socioeconomic struggles look like in that community. So the first thing we did was we say, okay, we are only going to hire teachers that come from Protea Glen or from Soweto, that will be able to put these kids from the context of their homes and make sure that we are growing them, because we do believe that our kids can be stay globally competitive. So that's one of the first things that we did. We said to the community, who are the teachers that are qualified with the degrees and are sitting at home? We need those teachers. We interviewed them and then we hired them. As we speak, we have about over 75% of our teachers locally from Sparks, from Soweto, teaching the kids at Sparks Soweto, which is one of the initiatives. So we got the buy-in from the community to say the school doesn't just exist in isolation. For us to be successful, we need to work together. So we believe in the triangle that if the teachers and the parents and the community work together, there can be great success. And that is evident by the way the school has just thrived through academic excellence all the way to social stewardship, which is fantastic, and that's why they are being recognized globally at the moment.
It's been documented that the school's model is rooted in the core values of Spark and Ubuntu as well. How do these values shape the educational experience and the community engagement at Spark Soweto?
So SPARK stands for Service, Persistence, Achievement, Responsibility, and Kindness. And then as a school, each school has to choose a sixth core value, which is unique to that school. In 2019, we chose Ubuntu as our sixth core value. And then our daily creed will tell you that it says, Umuntu ngumuntu ngabantu, I am because we are. And this is the daily creed that the kids recite every morning. So we wanted the school to abide in that philosophy that Nelson Mandela believed that if I look out for my neighbor will look out for me. And we wanted the school to be so immense in the community that it is one with that community. Whenever there's a crisis in the community, the school reacts and use education as a tool. And a big example was when we had elections. We did research in 2020 and realized that a lot of young people were not voting in Soweto. So what can we do? So we then say, okay, cool. In order for us to educate about the importance of social practice, which is just voting, we need to then educate the kids. So we started getting the kids to vote, do a mock voting ballot thing, and then that's when the IEC joined in as well with just voter education, because we believe if we teach the kids about the importance of voting today, we can have the change that we are all looking for in this country. And that's why this actually exists. So just responding to the needs of that community to say, if the kids know about voting, when it's time to vote, they go home and say, Mommy, Daddy, we're voting. And then just push that everyone uses that or exercise that right that everybody has. So it is mostly about just leaving out these core values and showing our kids. When we talk about kindness, you can see the difference in the community when our kids are interacting with other kids. I mean, they went to different schools to talk about bullying. They went to different schools to talk about GBV. They're reading books to other kids in other schools just so that we can cap that literacy gap that we have as a country.
Also interesting is that Spark Soweto addresses local unemployment by hiring local youth. Could you elaborate a bit further on the impact that this has had on that community?
So this has been really inspiring because we do believe that our scholars are going to university. So the Daily Creed basically is a promise that they make to themselves and to their community. And the last line on our Daily Creed says, I am a Spark scholar and I'm going to university. And that has been very inspirational because we're pushing our kids to go to university. So when they see the local teachers in the schools with their teaching degrees that are on the walls at school, the teachers come with their degrees and they put them on the wall just to inspire the kids to say, I did it, I'm from this community, excellence is possible, you can also do it. That has had major impact. And also it has also included a lot of diverse conversations that we needed to have with the kids. There's been a lot of learning and a lot of unlearning that has happened where the teachers from the community come and say, hey, as a community, this tragedy has happened. How can we use education to try and push? I remember when a scholar in Gundo Mmbi committed suicide due to bullying. Our kids and our parents were devastated. As a country, we were all devastated. And we sat together and said, what can we do as a community of Protea Glen? And then one of the things that we did was we got together and said, we're going to march. We're going to march, we're going to bring all the other schools, and then we're going to declare our schools a bully-free zone. It was such a big march that was captivated on the news, on videos. Parents also joined in. We were wearing red T-shirts just saying, bullying can actually lead to these things, and then also providing the tools for our kids to use with that. So the advantage of hiring teachers from the community has been that they understand where the kids come from, which means they have the context, and that has been beneficial in what we do.
So we've discussed the ways that the school has tackled social and economic challenges such as curbing local unemployment as well as addressing gender-based violence. Let's speak about the school's impact during the recent riots. I mean, it was quite commendable. How has the community reciprocated the school's efforts, especially in times of a crisis?
So when you start a school in a community and then your vision is to actually help better that community, it is such an easy thing to do because that community looks after your school. We are hearing in the news that schools are being broken into. People are setting libraries are light. People are going into the schools and they're stealing computers. They're just vandalizing the schools. We did not want that for our school. So in the recent riots that happened recently, the ones that started in KZN with food and looting, the school was protected by the community. We didn't need to get extra security at all because the community was like, no one is going to damage this school. This school is our school. And for the future of this community and the progress of this community, we're going to look after the school and we're going to guard this school and make sure that this school stays standing. I mean, when we opened after the riots, we got to school and everything was intact because the community was like standing and sitting by the gate to say, this school, you cannot vandalize this school. We do not want that. And that's because we got to the township and then we made ourselves part of that community. And then we belonged in that community so much that the community see us as one. It was not just another school in the community that just come. It was a school that came, consulted with the community. Even our buildings was built by people from the community. When construction was happening, we called the builders from the community. They came and then they built our grade R all the way to our grade 3 classes and bathrooms and our offices. So it was really, really a school that was centered around changing and transforming that particular community, and it has worked tremendously. And we are very happy and excited about the work that they have done.
Gundo, as we wrap up our conversation, it's also interesting that the school plans to use the prize funds for further community initiatives. Can you provide insights into the specific projects or areas that the school aims to focus on?
Thank you so much for this question. So T4 is an organization that is responsible for Well-Being School. They're a network of schools, and they believe in just showcasing schools with strong culture. They work with over 100 countries. They do tremendous work where you learn best practice, and they go around. So these applications open, and then you apply. I think right now, currently, if you go to, if you type in Well-Being School, the T4 Education portal, you will be able to apply for this. And then there is a prize money that is attached to this. And this prize money, we're just going to use it to further the agenda that we had already started with the community since the existence of Spark Soweto. And that means library. As you know, as a country right now, 81% of our scholars are struggling to read for meaning. And these are grade 4 scholars. So we will be addressing that by having a mobile library that's going to go around different schools, giving out books and just supporting the love of reading, the culture of making sure that comprehension is a thing. Because if we need change in education, we need to make sure that language is a focus that our kids understand, which means from reading a book, from using a phonics, from all the way from grade R or ECD, which is preschool, all the way to grade 12, our scholars literally know how to read for meaning to merge some of these literacy gaps. We will be studying a vegetable garden for the community. We will continue to support local ECDs and creches. We are definitely going to use the money to further these initiatives that we have. We're about to embark on a big recycling campaign coming up, where we are just going to make sure that that is happening around the community and there's more bins to actually further the agenda that we need. But we're really excited about the prize, and we're very excited. And it is great practice, and I believe there are schools in this country who are doing amazing work. So if you're out there and you want to join, please go and apply. We want to learn as much as possible. There is amazing work being done by the schools and by teachers that we can showcase. Our teachers are amazing. They wake up every day to support our kids, and definitely amazing work is happening, and we should be supporting that as a country and celebrating that. It is a big win.
It's absolutely brilliant. That's Gundo Mmbi, the Achievement Manager and Principal at Spark Soweto School, as the